So over the last month, as you know, we have been building a fairly large operations platform for a construction company. It's a system that manages projects, estimating, subcontracts, invoices, payments, scheduling, photos, and a lot of things. And yes, AI is a big part of it. We have AI reading plans, extracting informations, helping generating estimating drafts, all the things people get exciting about when they hear the term AI-enabled systems. But honestly, after spending the last month building this system, I have realized something. The most valuable part of this project is not the AI. And that's the lesson I think a lot of founders should hear. So, whenever I talk about the AI-enabled project, people immediately ask me about the AI. What model are you using? How accurate is it? How much cost it takes? Does it plan automatically? Does it generate estimates and all that? So I believe those are fair questions because these are the bigger challenges we faced when processing the construction plans. Because some of the plans were over 60 or 70 pages. Some were digital PDFs, some were scanned PDFs, some contains hundreds of thousands of characters. And if you have ever built AI systems, you would know the reality that, the reality is not as clean as the demos. So yes, we spend time solving these problems like separating documents, classifying it, handling OCR, managing the course, testing out different models, and making the outputs more reliable. That's really important work. But here's what surprised me. The client really got excited about the AI stuff. The client was not asking how many tokens did the model use. He was asking the can invoice numbers ever gets duplicate? What happens if QuickBooks ever gets out of sync? So if someone pays accidentally before the contract is signed, what happened if the insurance certificate is expired? Can somebody accidentally assign the same work twice? And honestly, I love those questions because those questions are coming from real business insights. Those questions are, people ask when they're running actual company, actual business, because that are the things that cost money, that create risks. Um, and these are the real things that create operational headaches. And that's when it hits me. Um, the value was not coming from AI alone. The value was coming from reducing operational mistakes. So think about it. Preventing duplicate records, preventing invalid payments, preventing missing compliance documents, preventing messy accounts data, and preventing people from making mistakes under pressure. That's what businesses actually pay for, not technology, not confidence. Like confidence is like this: the system is doing the right thing. That confidence that the data is correct and the operations can scale without becoming chaos. And I think one of the biggest mistake is happening now is they're just starting directly with AI instead of starting with the business problem. Uh, the conversation becomes where we can use AI instead of what's actually slowing the business down. Because if the workflow is broken and it not gonna actually like just magically become better. And that's not really progress. The best projects I have seen start with operations, then workflows, then controls, then automation, and finally AI. Not the other way around, definitely. So whenever we build systems, we are constantly asking questions like, where can mistakes happen in your business? What happens if someone forgets a step? What happens if a bad data enters into the system? What happens when the business grows? uh, what happens when five people do this process instead of one? So when thousands or hundreds of people are moving at the same time, because software is not just about screens, it's about creating predictable operations. And honestly, I think that's where the real value is. So, after 13 years of building this project, the biggest lessons from me is not the AI. It's much simpler. Businesses don't buy software just because they want more technology. They want fewer mistakes. They want more visibility, more accountability, more consistency, and more confidence. So the AI is definitely exciting. It does a lot of stuff. Technology is exciting. It's great. But the value comes from helping businesses to operate better. And honestly, I think every founder should evaluate technology. So don't start with just what AI can do. Start with what problems costing us time and creating headaches for the business. And that's really where the real opportunity is. So thank you.